I don't usually read this part of the book to the class, just because it's a little bit long. But for those people that want to hear it, I thought I would read it, and then if you don't want to hear it, that's okay. But this is at the end of the Mama Do You Love Me book. It has a lot of details about the Indians and also about the animals that are in it. So, although often referred to as Eskimos, most native Arctic people call themselves Inuit, which means the people. One Inuit person is called an Inuk. There are many different Inuit nations, and each has their own language and traditions. Most Inuits live in the Arctic, in the area around the North Pole. It is one of the coldest regions on Earth, and during the winter there are months when the sun doesn't shine, and in the summer there are months when the sun never sets. In Greenland, Canada, and parts of Russia and Alaska are all part of the Arctic region. The Inuit in this story live in the northern part of Alaska, where they have lived for more than 9,000 years. There are no cities in this part of Alaska. In fact, there are very few roads, and the book shows the way the Inuit lived many years ago. Now most Inuit live the way that combines the old and the new. The first animal that they talk about is the dog. Traditionally, Inuit people depend on a dog sleds to travel. Now, many Inuits use snowmobiles as well. Ermine is the most widely used name for a short-tailed weasel, and in the winter its fur turns white except for the black tip at the end. This is why it's called an ermine. An igloo is the Inuit word for house, and because wood isn't available in many parts of the Arctic, because there isn't enough sunlight for the trees to grow, some Inuits build their homes out of snow, and we call these homes igloos. An Alaska Inuit, however, generally uses snow igloos or as temporary hunting shelters. They build winter dugouts of whalebone, driftwood, and sod, and in the summer they live in tents. Many Inuits now live in modern houses. Lamp. The lamp in an Inuit home was never left unattended because it was such a vital part of the daily survival. It was used to heat the home, melt snow for drinking water, dry clothing, and cook food. Lamps were carved out of soft stone and filled with oil from whale blubber and a wick off dry moss. Lemmings. There are many of these mouse-like creatures in the Arctic. They live in tunnels beneath the earth and snow, where it's much warmer than above ground. In the winter, their coats turn from brown to white, and they are the only rodent whose fur changes colors. Masks. I showed you some pictures of the mask in one of the shorter videos. The Inuits believed that the medicine man could talk to the spirits, and to do that he would wear different masks for different ceremonies. Inuit artists still make masks today, but they are usually for decoration and not for ceremonial use. Mitten. If an Inuk needs to rest, he does not have shelter. He takes off his mittens and sits on them. Mullock. These Inuit boots are made with fur. Traditionally, they are lined with moss, but today they are lined with felt. Muskox. Muskox are prehistoric animals dating from the last ice age. Like cattle, they graze in small herds, and in the spring they shed their winter underfur, which is gathered to make sweaters for their clothes. Parka. A familiar hooded jacket was first worn in the Arctic. A woman's parka has extra room on the back for her baby. Polar bear. These are the largest of all bears. They live on huge islands of ice in the far north, where they blend in with the white landscape. Nanook is its Inuit name, and the polar bear is the most dangerous animal in the Arctic. Ptarmigan. These birds are found all across Alaska. They are white in the winter, and they have feathered feet to protect them from the cold. They lay one egg every 7 days, and these eggs are treasured food for the Inuit. There are 3 varieties of ptarmigan: the willow ptarmigan, the rock ptarmigan, and the white-tailed ptarmigan. The willow ptarmigan is the state bird of Alaska. Puffin. These colorful birds are found on the west coast of Alaska and on the east coast of Canada and in Greenland. They live in the sea and on the cliffs that rise from the sea. They are not very good flyers. Their landings are so bumpy that they can only land on water or soft grass. But they can fly very well underwater, where they use their wings as paddles. In the winter, their beaks change from bright orange to a duller grayish orange. Raven. Known in many places as crows, Inuits call these familiar birds ravens. Found in folk tales throughout the world, ravens play a particularly important part in the Inuit culture because Inuit believe that after death, people return as ravens. It is considered bad luck to kill a raven. Ravens are the most common year-round birds found in the Arctic. Salmon. A variety of salmon can be found in Alaska's streams and rivers. Inuit catch salmon in the summer. They're smoked, dried, or frozen in the permafrost, the ground just beneath the surface, which stays frozen year-round, and saved for winter. These boots are made of whalebone covered with animal skins. They are used for traveling and hunt whale. A smaller, more commonly known of this version is called a kayak. Walrus. These mammals live on pack ice that is several feet thick and covers many miles, that floats across the Atlantic Ocean. They have whiskers that they use to skim the ocean floor in search of food. They use their tusks for maneuvering their young, to break the ice, and to fight. Their family name, Udabendai, means those who walk with their teeth. Inuit use walrus hides to make fishing lines and boats. The meat is used for food. Whale. Whales are mammals, not fish. Their blubber can be used as both food and fuel. The Inuit hunt whale in the summer when the ice has broken up enough to move their umiaks through the water. Some whales common in the Arctic region are belugas, blue whales, and killer whales. The whale in this book is a bowhead. Wolf. Wolves gather together to hunt in packs, obeying the leader. They form close families and are gentle, playful parents to their young.